So if you have the B2 and it's at the shortest position for the height and you need it to be shorter, there is a way to take the angle piece off and attach the wheel to this strut. And the end result is going to look like this. And you see how it's much lower? So I'm going to show you how to take the angle piece off. First you want to take the thumb screw knob off, and then there's a little washer, and then you just pull the strut right out. Okay. So to take this piece off, we're going to take this off first. So you need a Phillips screwdriver and you need a wrench. This wrench that I'm using has a little 8 on it, so that must mean the size. So, okay. So I'm taking off the lock nut, and then there's a jump ring. It has a little slit in it. And then the washer, and then the small screw. Okay, and here's the strut. And then we're going to take this angle piece off by putting the Phillips in there and loosening the lock nut. Okay, and I'm going to put it in the order that I'm taking it off, so I know right how to put it on. So there's the lock nut, the washer, the wheel, the washer, and then there's another nut that's rather tight. So I'm just going to take that off, spin it off. Okay, then there was a washer, a spacer, a jump ring, a washer, and then the big screw, the long screw. Okay, so then when I put it back together, we're going to make sure that the line indicators are in the inside and the wheel is on the opposite side. So we're going to use the long screw, put that in first, then the flat washer, then the jump ring, flat washer, spacer, flat washer, and then this nut goes all the way down, and you want to make sure that's nice and tight. And the way to get it nice and tight is just by taking the Phillips screwdriver, holding that there, and then turn it a few so you know that it's tight. Okay. And then we're going to use a washer, a flat washer, the wheel, flat washer, and then the lock nut. You can always look at the pattern on the other side of the wheel. And now we're going to tighten the lock nut. And we don't want to tighten it so much that the wheel doesn't turn. So what I'm going to do is just back it off a quarter turn so it spins nicely, but not too wobbly. Just like that. Okay, now I'm ready to put it back on. So here's the bolt that was going through it. And what I'm going to do is match up the line indicators as to what I have on one side to match the other side so that the height is the same level. Okay, right about there. Then we're going to put the flat washer in, and then the thumb screw knob, and make sure it's tight so nothing comes loose. And check the indicators. There. If you have a really short animal or dog, doesn't matter, you can make it really short. So it's about as short as it'll go. Okay, so this is the B1 and it has the 2-inch wheel. And let's say you would like a bigger wheel, which is only going to give you maybe, you know, an inch more height, but that you just want the bigger wheel for whatever reason. And so what I'm going to show you is how to put the 4-inch wheel on the strut that you already have. So you'll be taking off the 2-inch wheel just by loosening this and taking off all the pieces, and what you'll have left is a strut. So you want to make sure that the line indicators are in the inside and the wheel on the outside. So we'll start off by putting the screw, the long screw, because when you order a bigger wheel from Handicap Pets by Walkin Wheels, you'll ask for a 4-inch mini wheel. It's important that you say mini because we have different size 4 inches. And then you'll also be asking for the hardware too. So you put the bolt through, then you're going to put a lock washer, and then a jump ring, spacer, flat washer, and then this is a nut that you're just going to spin all the way to the back. And I want to get this nice and tight, so I use the Phillips screwdriver and a number 8 wrench to make sure it's nice and tight. Okay, then I put another flat washer on the wheel, flat washer, and then the lock nut. Okay, and I want to get this tight, but not too tight so it doesn't move, so I'm just going to back it off a 1/4 turn until it is nice and smooth like that. Then to put it back on, I just hold my finger in the back of the knuckle, take off the thumb screw, and there's a little washer in there. And then I set this to where I have the height on the other side. Then I put the washer and the knob fairly tight so it's nice and secure. And you see the difference? I just got an inch more on this side by using the bigger wheel.